Evening. Wonderful joined with the Abhivira Foundation and evening. I'm Shwetangana Santram, and I think I'll give another 2-3 minutes for some people to join. And if you all are joining, then you please start putting your comments here so that interesting talk and this and some people whom I can interact with. Okay, so I think and hello Deepika, how are you? Nice to have you here. And more especially in this pandemic session, as we can call it, that because it's not just a normal session, this one, it is going to be okay. I hope that now it is audible and I'm connected back with everybody. If somebody could just do a thumbs up to me, then I'll know that we are back on track. Okay, thank you so much. So as I was saying that today I was wanting to speak to especially to the students, and I hope that soon some students would join us, and also the parents if they are here. It would be wonderful, because I would like us to discuss the very fact that, as I was just saying right now, that this is a pandemic session. A session which is not a very usual one. It's not a stereotyped new session that just starts and we carry on with our academics and go to school or college and take our exams and that's the end of it. This is going to be a very interesting one, not just for the children, but it has been a very challenging one even for teachers. And there are, even though we are very upset with the pandemic and everybody is depressed and there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear, but there are still a lot of positives that we can take from it. And before I get into the careers aspect of it, I'd just like us to count a few positives concerning the basic education aspect of it, and especially for the students. Now, what is happening is that you are the ones who are experiencing the absolute new methodology of teaching. Some of you might say that, why are you saying experiencing? We are being experimented on. Maybe, yes, that's true. But at the end of the day, you are going to be always the first, or the novelty of it is going to be there, that you were the first session which started off on online classes in a very, very serious way. You will always be the batch which got this new wave started in the world, because I think that now the change that has come in, it is going to continue. We are going to always and always have virtual classes. It is not going to go away, even if everything becomes normal. We are going to have virtual as well as physical classes as and when we get back to any kind of normalcy that happens. So you are a batch, or you are a group of students of student fraternity who are making that change come into the education world. You are also the ones who are setting norms for the others, because through you the teachers are also learning the expectations. They are learning the kind of methodology that the students appreciate, and that is the way they are going to be able to evolve and make their teaching better. So you are also in a way educators for us. You are our educators, because you are telling us how we need to improve the entire education scenario. And probably sometimes I'm sure all of you must have felt that our teachers are a little outdated and they are not in with the times, sort of thing. So now you are helping us to get in with the times and become more at your peer level, and I hope that that is going to improve the entire learning and teaching exchange that happens, because that will bring us closer to understanding each other and improve our ability to transfer our knowledge to you and your potential to absorb what we are trying to say. So at the end of the day, that is what I'm trying to say. Don't take this pandemic session to be a session where I have lost out on studies, I have lost out on experience, I have lost out on experience of a college or of a senior class. See the positives. Yes, there are a lot of losses, there is no doubt about it, but we have to see the silver lining, and that is very, very important, because that is the only thing that keeps us going. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. If some of you youngsters are there and you all must be, listening to Miley Cyrus. I love that song of hers which says that it is the climb, isn't it? So it is not all about, what will happen later, but it is how we are all going to reach there. So, take that as a, thing to remember and a thing to keep in mind, so that when you talk about it to other people, that, what happened in 2020, you can have a smile on your face. So now, having said all that, I would like to, move to our main topic, and that is how to choose your careers or your stream of subjects in this session that has happened now. There's just been about 3-4 days since when the results have been declared for both ISC and CBSE. Firstly, I would like to congratulate the entire student fraternity for being so patient, because exams happened, then did not happen, and the results also got delayed. Some of you might have, been feeling bad that yes, the marking scheme was not up to your expectation. Some of you might have, got a very beautiful and an exceptionally excellent result, because I see the results in the various schools. The scores have gone up to maybe 99.8 and whatnot. That's excellent. But at the same time, all those of you who have probably scored less, don't think any less of yourselves. First thing I want to say is that as a mentor, as a counselor, as an educationist, you have got yourself more time to evaluate your potentials, to discover your potentials. Maybe you don't know you did not find your passion today. You were not able to harness your potential today, but you will do it eventually. So don't be upset, don't be disheartened for those of you who did not score excellently well, and those of you who did, it is amazing and wonderful and shabash and very, very well done. I'll start my discussion about this topic. I'm going to divide it into 2 parts. How many of us over here, if those of you who are watching, are from classes, let's say, or related to children who are in classes 9th, 10th, and maybe now selecting a subject in 11th? If there are any, can you just put your hands up or wave out to me so that I know? I'd like it to be a little interactive, because then I know that people are involved. So if some of you are there who have students or children who are in classes 9th, 10th, or now just about going into 11th, okay, so we'll start with them first, because my point of view is that, children need to start having discussions with their families, with their teachers, with their parents, everybody, right from class 9 onwards, as to where their passions lie. Please don't talk about careers with them. We are going to only talk about where their passion lies. What do they enjoy? They need to first understand, what is my favorite subject? And it is very easy. You can ask a child, what is your favorite subject? The child might, promptly say it's maths, English, whatever. But please ask the child that, give me 3 reasons why this is your favorite subject. Because that is the only way the child is going to go into the depth of it and try to evaluate and understand what are the reasons that this subject attracts me or fascinates me. And once that happens, a child is able to move from, this is my passion, these are my favorite subjects. Then you ask the child, maybe by then the child is in class, I would say it should be in grade 10. Ask the child that now you do a little bit of research. That, okay, this is your passion, these are the subjects you like. What are the opportunities that are there in the world today? What could be the opportunities in the world 10 years from today? Because believe me, these children are going to get into the industrial world only 10 years from today, not today. So they are going out in a world where jobs have not been created. And I like to go one level ahead by saying jobs have not even been thought of. We can't even imagine the kind of, work scenario these children are going to go into. So tell them to think like that, research like that, what can I do with these subjects and what can I do with this passion of mine? Then after they have done that, ask them that the current education scenario, that is the higher education, whether it is in class 11th and 12th or even later in college, where can they potentially achieve that kind of education which will help them to reach their goal of that passion and that career choice that they have made. And once they are able to bring it down, narrow it down to a few colleges, they might need help. A lot of children need hand holding. That hand holding can be done through counselors, that hand holding can be done through their teachers, it can be done through their parents. Sitting together and doing research, I think, would be a wonderful time to spend together with their children and bond with teenagers, because that's a very crucial time also. 9th and 10th, they are becoming teenagers and they tend to drift away from parents. So it will be a good time to bond with them also over this. And then you make them realize and understand that this is the requirements of a college that are going to be there. Because those of you who are going to be in class 11th now, this year, your choice of subjects cannot depend on, oh, my friend is taking this subject, so I will take that. Oh, my best friend is going to go into humanities, or my best friend is going into science, so I will also do that. No. Your best friend is your best friend for life. Your best friend is not your best friend because you sit together in a classroom. So make sure that your passion, your desire, your inclination is what will help you decide what you want to do. So once you do that, that is what is going to happen, that you find out what colleges are wanting you to have in your class 11th and 12th as a prerequisite to enter that college. Like, I'll give you a simple example. There are certain students who would like to experiment with, they would like to take science, but they want to do something in animation, and that's why they want to take computers as well. But there are so many colleges which will only allow you to do anything to do with animation if you had maths, even if you do not have physics and chemistry. So even if you are a commerce student with computers and mathematics, you can probably go into animation. So there is no hard and fast rule there. All you need to do is find out your passion and then proceed from there and see which college where you would like to see yourself 3 years, 4 years down the line, what are their requirements, and let that be a very, very important deciding factor as to what stream I want to go into. I want to see myself doing civil services in the future. So even if you are a 90%er or a 70%er or whatever, why can you not study humanities? Because that is going to give you a very good foundation for the studies that are required later on to appear in the UPSC examinations. It will give you an upper hand on them. So that is what is important. So please understand, the students 9th and 10th, you have a lot of time right now to start thinking, to do that research. And those of you who have appeared in the exams, you've got your marks with you in your hand. And I'm sure 99% of you, that is my confidence, because you all are a better generation. We were the ones who did not know what we want to do, but you all are very focused. I'm sure you've already made up your mind. But this is just to give you a little push and to give you a little understanding that a little bit of research that you do right now about which college I would like to go to 2 years from today, what are its prerequisites, and what is the kind of activities they require from me. Because another thing I want to add here for you children is that most of the good colleges of our country and abroad today are not only looking at your marks. In fact, marks is just one of probably the 10 things that they want from you. So it is not the most important thing. What is more important is your entire overall personality. They're going to grade you on your essays. They're going to grade you on your co-curricular activities. If any college you go to, they are not interested in any activity you did prior to class 9. They want to see what did you do in high school, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. Were you able to multitask? Were you able to do a lot of co-curricular and different kinds of activities, sports activities along with your studies? How did you balance that out? How is you're going to how are you going to manage your entire ability to prepare a beautiful resume for yourself? So those are things which are going to matter. So put in that effort and make sure that you are following your passion and you are going ahead with whatever is the requirement, and come up with ideas. You might tell your family members that I want to do something which even I cannot spell out today. You might come up with some beautiful, amazing ideas, because I have read about young children who are still in school, who have started NGOs, who have started various companies at that tender age with ideas which are absolutely mind-boggling. We didn't even think that somebody could do that. I read about recently in a Reader's Digest about these two young girls in Bangalore, I think grade 10 and grade 11, who have started, because people down south have beautiful hair. They are collecting hair from the parlors, and they are making wigs for people who need it because they are suffering from cancer. Now, what a beautiful thought. Who would think that that can be something that I can do? But that is their passion. They wanted to help people who are, to look beautiful even though they have lost their hair. So you can do whatever you want. That is what I'm trying to say. So don't let anybody or anyone bog you down by certain cliches of the society. Do what is your passion and what you would like to do with your life. Moving from here, I would like to now talk to some of the children and the parents of slightly older ones. Those who have appeared for class 12, and those of you who are right now probably in first year, second year college, ready to go to second, third year, and even the third year ones who are now to appear for the trying to apply for masters. I've been listening to the news, whether it is UP where I am from or whether it is Delhi University. Everywhere the college students are upset, confused, very, very, in a sort of a disarray as to what is going to happen with us, because exams are not happening and exams are getting cancelled. First they were getting postponed and now they've been cancelled. How will we apply to masters? How the 12th class is a little confused as to, how will we get admissions in colleges? How is, college is something which I'm sure all the 12th class students were looking forward to, and new experience of life, and it's just not starting. What is going to happen? So firstly, a reminder to you on the positives. You are an amazing new batch. You are the batch which is starting a revolution. You are a batch which is going to bring an entire change in the higher education scenario. The universities and big colleges are having to sort of grapple with this situation so that they can come up to the expectations, I'm sure, and a lot of universities have done it. In fact, right now, if you really ask me, some of the universities today, I as a parent and as an educator would rate them according to how adaptable they have been to this change. And I think that is a very important factor which a lot of you who are in class 12 looking for a college should take into account. The college I'm wanting to go to or I'm looking forward to, have they been able to adapt? Have they been able to, like for example, I am not going to take any names here, but I'm just giving you an example that if there was supposed to be an entrance test for a particular university or a college, let's say in April, which is it was already scheduled, was that college able to have that exam replanned and made it online, allowing the same dates, or they had to postpone it? Almost like some of the universities are doing right now. Because what that tells us is that that university, if they were able to conduct their exam almost around the same time, which was already decided, that means they were able to adapt and change themselves very quickly as per the times. And if they are able to change as per the times, you can automatically imagine that the faculty there, the management there, the thought process of that college is very with the times. They know how that they have to change. So the course structure of that college is also going to be what is the necessity of this time. It is not going to be an ancient course structure that is going to be of no value to us. So that is a very important thing, class 12 and college students, I want you to think about, that when you are now making a choice, maybe you need to rethink your choice process. And one thing which I always tell my students in school, I tell my children also, is education is something that you do for yourself. Education is to broaden your horizon. Education is to be able to become a more civilized human being. Education is to become a more humane person. Education is not for a job. And if you can think like that, then you will always be able to imbibe and grasp and take on education as something that I'm doing for myself. Believe you me, in today's scenario, you can do whatever you want. आज की दुनिया इतनी अच्छी हो गई है कि हम जो भी जॉब करना चाहते हैं हम कर सकते हैं. Okay, fine, there are technical courses. I'm not talking about just them. Technical courses will require technical knowledge and technical courses of study. Obviously, you can't become a doctor, like nobody can just become a doctor randomly by not studying medicine. But what I'm trying to say is that apart from the technical courses, the technical knowledge where it is required, which is actually a very small proportion, majority of the jobs in the world require a more humane and a more humanitarian, that is why we call it humanities, that kind of an aspect. And over there, you at the end of the day can do what you want. Because if you have got yourself a good education, you are going to always excel in whatever you do. Because you will be ready for any situation. You will be able to take on any task that is given to you. You will always have thoughts and decision making power in your hand, which is going to help you. Because what you study in your maths book today or in your geography copy tomorrow, or what you study in let's say economics today, is not going to be valid 10 years from today. What you learned today is basically only to improve your thought process. It gives you a track. It gives a child a path that this is the way I need to think. This is the way I need my thought process to move. Now, whether it is economics of tomorrow, you are going to be making policies. And your policy decisions are not going to be based on what you studied in college 10 years back. It is going to be based on what is now and today happening in the world. So, what I'm trying to say, children, to you is that always remember that education is not just for a job. I am educating myself because I want to become a more informed human being, so that whatever action I take in the future is going to benefit me, my community, my society, my country, and the world on the whole. That is the thought process that has to come into the next generation. Because we are, what do we keep saying? That the world has become a small village. We are so connected to each other. Even our great COVID-19 has spread because of that. Because otherwise, if it had been, maybe let's say 100 years back, probably it would have just stayed in Wuhan and not even moved out of there, because people would not have traveled. But now we are like a mini village. We keep traveling and interacting with people. We meet people from different walks of life, different countries. You had a beautiful talk by ma'am some hours ago on cross-cultural, ideas. So there is so much happening. And we need to understand that we are getting ready for that. So don't be disheartened about the fact that, whether I've made the cut off or not, whether I am going to be able to, which kind of masters will I be able to do, and do it for yourself. That is my first thing I'm going to say. And now that we have discussed these things about I would be very happy if there are any questions that can be put up also, so that I can answer them along with it. And if anybody would like to say something also, I would be very happy if we can include that. And one thing which I want, and this I'm saying not just for the children, even for parents, those of you, because I know a lot of us are working from home, but any of us who has any time on hand, and by time on hand I mean is, especially, that's why I've said I'm talking more to students. Children, this pandemic has brought our life to a standstill, yes. We are all very confused and lost. But what you do with this time that you have right now, is going to be, you can call it a deciding factor for a lot of things in your future. You will go to college admissions and college interviews, if not today, maybe you are in class 10 just now, maybe you are in class 12 just now, or in second year college, maybe not at that level where you're straight going to somewhere in the next, maybe you're going for an interview even after 2 years from now. You might go for a job interview 10 years from now. And when somebody sees your profile and sees that, oh, you were in such and such class in 2020, because 2020 is going to become a very, significant year for everyone. The one question which you will not be able to run away from will be, what did you do during the lockdown? What did you do during the pandemic months? And your answer to that, you are the better judge of what kind of an answer it should be, is what is going to, at times might even be a deciding factor on you getting through a good college, getting through a good job opportunity, because it is going to reflect your personality. It is going to reflect your, how much importance and significance you give to time value, and how much you value the fact that I need to continue growing, continue learning. So use this time. There are plenty and plenty and plenty of courses that are there online right now. There are these wonderful websites like Udemy and Coursera and Univariety. I don't know how many are there. There's so many. I'm sure you youngsters know more than me also. And there are so many sites which are offering amazing courses which vary from few hours to a few weeks. And they are under the bracket of internships also. They are under the brackets of certificate courses also. And they do not have any prerequisite requirements as such. Very few of them have it, which are very technical, but otherwise they don't. And a lot of those are going to equip you with life skills which are going to be required later on in life. It could be, somebody, I was giving you an example of, somebody liking computers. So it can even be, there is no course right now that is talking about coding. There is no course, like now CBSE is trying their best to come in with cyber security and all those courses. But otherwise there is no such, elaborate course on that. But if you do a certification on it, tomorrow if you want, you can, go and join a company and tell them that I can, take care of your entire cyber security because I have these certifications with me. And you're getting certifications from some very good universities who are, who have tied up, because they have also realized that this is a very good time when students can put in that extra time into doing these courses, because they don't have any pressure of college, they don't have much pressure of schools, because with online classes that most of the schools are conducting right now, it is not, it is more of a strain on teachers, I would say, than on students, because there's not much, homework and, those kind of things being given to you. So you have that time. So make sure that you are utilizing this time very, very well. You're utilizing this time to the best of your opportunities available to you. And whatever you do, again, I'm going to come back to that. Recognize your passion. Involve your passion. Because if you do, that's what, a lot of people say that if you can make your passion and your hobby your job, you're going to always love it. It's not going to ever feel like a job. It's going to always feel like fun. I can say that for myself. I love being a teacher because that is something that I have realized is my passion. It is something that I love doing. I love interacting with students. And so it doesn't feel like a job. You can ask me to, speak to students any time of the day and I will be more than happy to do that. So find that passion for yourself. It could be a sport. It could be acting. It could be being a DJ. It could be being a doctor. It could be being a CA. It could be being a dancer. Anything it may be. It can be any kind of an entrepreneur coming up with some amazing ideas which can make this world a better world for us tomorrow. You can come up with, solutions for the problems that this planet is facing. There is so much potential in each one of you. All you need to do is harness it, First, recognize it, then harness it, and then find the resources that are best available to you to be able to proceed in that direction and make sure that you make a beautiful life for yourself and for everybody around you. So I would like to just end by saying that all the students who are right now from grade 9 to maybe final year of college, that strata of the generation of our country, which amount for, I think, the maximum amount of people in our country also. You are the future think tank of India. You are the future people who are going to ensure that this world is ready to face on any kind of challenge. This pandemic has come today, tomorrow it can be something else. So don't think that, challenges are not going to come. There will be some challenge or the other that this planet, this world is going to face every generation. So, but you are going to be very well equipped, and you will ensure that you are well equipped to be able to take on those challenges probably better than our generation, and set an example for everybody else who comes ahead. So always remember, batch of 2020 is a very special batch, whether you were in class 9 that year or whether you were in class 12 that year. You will still always be remembered as a year of students who brought about a major revolution in this country. And last but not the least, to all the fellow educators and to the wonderful fraternity of teachers, you, according to me, have been the educational warriors during this COVID time. If the doctors and nurses and the paramedics and the other people have been warriors right on front, you have been the educational warriors ensuring that our children continue to study. So as a principal of a school, as an educator, I would like to thank each one of you for your efforts. All those who can hear me wherever in different parts of the country, it fills us all with pride that yes, we have been able to play our parts well. And children, continue to respect your teachers. Understand that so many of them do not even know how technology is to be used. Even I had to learn from my daughter how to do this Facebook Live, believe you me. So we are still in that stage where we are learning, and thanks to you all, we have learned so much, and we hope that we can be good educators for you. So all the best to each one of you. God bless you. May you make good decisions for your life, responsible decisions for your life, so that we will have a wonderful generation of students and adults who are going to make this world a beautiful place. Thank you all so much, and thank you, Abhivira, once again for giving me this opportunity to interact with you and with the people around. And I hope that my thoughts have some kind of an impact and have some meaning to the people and the children around. Thank you very much, everybody.